Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the meeting of Plano West Rotary. Today is Tuesday, March 15th. And so what I'm going to do now is turn this over to our in-person Sergeant of Arms, past President Steve Lawton.
Watch your step there.
Yes, sir.
We'll see if he rips all our cords down.
No, I think I can do it without that. Thank you, Mr. Alex.
Oh, wait. I got it.
Woohoo! Hey. So I understand Jennifer has a few guests to introduce today, so we'll just go ahead and get started with her. Yep, go on up.
Hey guys, I don't know where I am on the screen.
You stay behind the podium there, you'll be good.
Oh, I'm right here. Hey, so we want to welcome our guests. We have 3 visiting Rotarians. Can I make you guys stand up or wave? We have Ginger and Rebecca from Richardson Rotary, and we have Andrew from, sorry, I can't read, Arlington Sunrise Rotary. Thanks so much. We're glad you're here.
Thank you. Tell you, Jennifer could be a new future sergeant at arms or secretary, one or the other. She's doing a good job there. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm fortunate I get to do sergeant at arms the next term too. Excited about that. We'll keep the humor coming. So who wants to start off ranks today here?
I didn't get permission. This is Joy. I didn't get complete permission, so if I'm not supposed to tell you, but Patrick's baby girl, Tori Lynn Pope, was born on the 11th, 6 pounds, 13 ounces, and I have a picture if anybody wants to see it. She's adorable.
You know, isn't it nice? All remembers to ask the people in the club now can have babies. Used to be the announcements was who was getting put in the nursing home next. Fred?
I want to put the pressure on the elder statesman over here. Good
Yeah.
to see you, Clarence.
Yeah.
Go there and get a vaccine.
It's good to see Clarence out and about. Matter of fact, we're going to let him say a few words. Tell us about his garden and everything else going on in the world, according to Clarence.
Well, I did get my rototiller out with all the compost and got that rototilled up real good and got good greens out there. And I'll plant beans on the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and I enjoy that as exercise. And I do have to work around the house, but I like to get out, do other types of things inside. My wife says that's exercise. I said no, it's punishment. So I slip out in the garden. It is a nice little escape, and we can eat off of it. Enjoy passing food along that way. So it's fun.
Do you get supervised outdoors?
Did I get supervised?
Yeah,
Constantly.
constantly.
I had a chainsaw that I had to use to cut the.
Do it, make sure you stay safe.
Sure.
Yeah,
I wear
absolutely.
a hard hat, you know.
A hard hat.
I'm gonna put a rotary symbol on it and wear it.
I wear a hard hat. It's called my head. My wife said it's harder than any hard hat. Brother Benton Hall.
I want to brag that I have actually been to the Arboretum that is Clarence's backyard,
Yeah, so have I.
and it is a wonder to behold.
Till the big tree died down.
Yep, we'll get them. Anybody else here? Before I go. All right, let's just get them knocked out here, and then I'll get up there to the computer.
So I'm going to brag on one of your club members. The 3 of us are here because 2 of us met Tamara, and she was dynamic, and we love cheering about your club. So that's why we're here. So brag on Tamara.
Okay, I'm Michelle, and I'm going to just do some quick brags. I'm so excited to have all of our visiting Rotarians. So welcome. So glad to have you. I know that in Richardson, Jean Fitch, I looked at your club members, is responsible for us having our
conference, our leadership conference at UTD on March 26th. So, so many thanks to him for helping us get that space. And Andrew from Arlington Sunrise. So you're even from a different district. So glad to have you over here as well. And yeah. And lastly, I just want to brag on everybody who's signed up for our Adoption Awareness Fair and people who have been helping us with it. We're almost full. I think Tara is online and she might have a couple more spots open under security. And anybody who loves basketball, we would love to have someone out to take care of the basketballs. So our Adoption Awareness Fair is where we basically provide fun for 46 kiddos in the foster care system and 122 parents who are looking to adopt. And that's this Saturday. So, thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else? All right. Get up here to the computer and see who we got online with us today. Robert Stone.
That's Kent.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Stone. It's got Robert Stone on the screen.
Well, the next time I log in, it should say Kent. I updated the profile in Zoom. And I was going through my box of Rotary memorabilia on my dresser last night that was overflowing. And one of the things I found was my Adoption Awareness name badge, which I wish I had the opportunity and was able to join this weekend. My heart will be with you all and hoping that many of those children will be matched up with permanent homes. Something else, I just want to really give my kudos and thanks out to Rotary for everything they've brought to my life. And, we think of what we give to Rotary, but we really receive a lot back in our engagement with Rotary, the leadership opportunities that it provides, the Rotary Leadership Training Institute, pets, and engagement with other clubs and members and through fellowship. The computer users group of Rotary, the ham radio operators of Rotary, the Royne Fellowship, which the opportunities I've done at international meetings where they've raised tremendous amounts of money for polio is really outstanding. But in all of these sub-organizations of Rotary have their name badges. I don't know how many people are wearing their Rotary badges today. This is one from the theme, the year I was president here. And then we have a Texas-based one from an old club of mine. And then, I guess, pull it up a little higher, some end polio and blood donation Rotary-based badges. Just most every program of Rotary has opportunity for a pin. You don't necessarily need to wear your generic Rotary pin. Sergeant at Arms, is everyone wearing a pin today?
I haven't checked that, but we're going to have to start looking at that sometime soon.
We're out of the habit.
Yes, with the COVID, but we'll definitely look at doing that and having some fun with it. Be a little bit hard to enforce online, but we'll try.
I have a bag full of pins I'll get boarding, a various mixture of different types to share with club members.
Thank you very much, Kent.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I've got time for one more brag before we got to move on. Let's see here. Kelly.
Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that Plano Parks and Recreation had our hiring event on Saturday, and we didn't really know what to expect. But we didn't think anybody would show up, and in fact, everybody showed up. And we hired over 100 people That's
Wow.
it. So we
That's
are ready for
impressive.
summer. We are ready.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very exciting, especially after the past couple of years of being understaffed. It's very much a blessing.
Yes, it's nice to see things kind of opening up again where there's people available to hire. I mean, I think everybody involved with our clubs run up against the challenges of available people. So it's time for me to turn it back over to Alex and hope all of y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Well, I want to say, because we have people that don't know me, I am president of the club, and I'm really I'm grateful that we have visiting Rotarians. We're all three of you at Pat's? Two at Pat's. So you're either president nominees or president elects? Nominee. Oh, okay. So you were in Tamara's breakout session. Very good. Well, that's awesome. I don't think she's online, but her husband is. So Fred, that square, that's her husband? So that's Fred as well. So I do want to thank the visiting Rotarians, and I want to thank everybody in the meeting who is here so far. And what we're going to do is we're going to have Benton. Oh my gosh, come on up here, Benton. You're going to do something you know a little bit about.
Hope nobody started their lunch yet. No, okay, good. Father, thanks so much for the work of this club that you guided us into fellowship. We ask you to bless our food today. It's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
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 Amen, my friend. Thank you very much. Well, now we're going to have Nathan, who's online, is going to lead us in the pledge. You want to go backwards?
Thanks, Alex.
Hang on.
Wait. We got to get our flag going here.
Can I go on?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the cue from the boss. Go backwards.
I'm trying.
We've only been doing this for 2 years.
Hey, things happen.
It always happens.
All
right. What? You almost have it?
There you go.
All
There
right.
you go. There you go. All right, let's head. Look, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America.
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, my friend. One of the many great things about our club is that we actually have immigrants from 9 different countries as members. So when they're saying the pledge, that's something new to them, and that's not something they grew up doing like a lot of us here. So I think that's one of the many powerful aspects of our club and our diversity. I'm trying to sing and dance here because we're supposed to do the membership moment yet. And,
Roxanne's on.
oh, she's online?
Yeah.
Is she? She was going to drive here. Roxana, are you online?
Yes, I am. I am still, I just parked because I just saw my slide. So I parked, but I am almost there.
So is this a versatile club? She's going to do the membership moment from her car. Awesome. So I think, can you screen share from your car? Oh, Zane's got it. There we go. Well, take it away, Roxana.
Zane is wonderful to us. I appreciate what you do, Saints. Thank you so much. Okay, welcome to our membership moment. And today we're gonna celebrate birthdays. So we have 3 birthdays, including Isabel's birthday was yesterday, and March 14. Happy birthday, Isabel. And David Evans, his birthday was on March 10th. Happy birthday. And Debbie Johnson, her birthday is gonna be coming soon on March 18th. So happy birthday from Plano West Rotary Club. We wish you a wonderful month and a wonderful year. So back to you, Alex. I'll see you in a little bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Roxana. You guys should know, she talked about how awesome Zane is. He's in the middle of class right now. He's running our Zoom, did a screen share in the middle of class. So
Hold on. It's spring break. I'm here today. And usually I am in class.
No, I'm giving him credit. Well, he does do this from class sometimes. So, well, cool. Good. Actually, we get to see him. Normally it's a square when he does this from class. So we get to see Zane live and living color. Well, now what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about the foundation for our foundation moment. And for those that don't know, one, we have, I think we're going on 14 years of having perfect ratings from, I think it's Charity Navigator, which is unheard of for nonprofits. And it just tells you how the Rotary Foundation manages our funds. And if we look at the last Rotary year, the Rotary Foundation did 384 million in grants. And of those grants, 40%, 153 million went to End Polio Now. That's obviously our global service project. Then we spent 4 million into Rotary's Peace Centers, which our district just selected. We had somebody actually, each district nominates somebody and they compete at I think at least a national level, maybe global level. And we had our candidate selected to be a Rotary Peace Scholar, which is a Peace Fellow, which is a great honor. And then also we have the aspects that hit us locally are the grants. And when you look at either global grants or district grants, Rotary distributed $160 million in grants last Rotary year, so that meant it ended June 30th. And that's what clubs took advantage of. And the most part, the higher number of that went to global grants. And some people don't understand. People think global grants are like in another country. No, every global grant has a host club that's doing a project in their community. They just have to get a partner that's in another country in order to qualify. So if we do a global grant here in Plano, we have to have an international partner with it. So all grants are going to clubs. The only thing that doesn't go to clubs is End Polio Now, because that's part of our global project. And so a lot of people don't understand that. They think global grants are going somewhere else. No, we could do a global grant here and we could get up to $400,000 grant if we do that. Now, for the most part, our district 5810, has never had a local global grant where a club is a host club. And so all of our projects here in District 5810 have been district grants. And that's where you changes, but you could get up to $3,500 a year. The formula is different for next year. Our club, what we've been doing probably for 6 years, we've been applying for a global grant and we're using it for our scholarships for RILA, which Mr. Fred Biemendorfer has been in charge of for years, and then our scholarships for high school graduate students. And it's interesting to note that I think we've only been doing this 6 years, Glenn?
Something like that.
When Glenn was president the first time, he's a two-time president, he's like, wow, look at this money we can get. Let's apply for a grant. Club never did it before that. So we went, 30 years without getting district grants or any grants. Then all of a sudden we started getting grants and we're able to use it. And we're able to do that to expand our scholarship program. And also it helps with our Camp RILA. Now, what you see on this list are what other clubs use their district grant for, because each club makes their own decision. So you can see some of them facilitate games, serve food for a community event called Kids and Cops, which is kind of like what we're doing for adoption awareness, right? Same kind of, we could be using our district grants for adoption awareness if we wanted to. As you see, I'm not going to read them all, but you guys can see there's a couple more slides of the different clubs in our district that are using district grants here locally. And the point of this is how we are using the Rotary Foundation. So every meeting, I'm talking about the foundation. This one, I kind of wanted to make it more closer to home because everybody thinks the foundation's somewhere else. No, these are all the different projects that are being used in our district utilizing Rotary Foundation grants, which is why it's important to us as Rotarians to give. But honestly, the bigger money comes from the public. Very few nonprofits fundraise with their members, they fundraise with the public. And so part of our challenge is to engage the public in donating to the Rotary Foundation so we can continue to do the good we're doing. I think there we go. Now, the last chart, what I want to show is how specifically we use our district grants. Like I said, we have our scholarship programs. That's for Camp Ryla and our high school scholarships. Then we also like to put a scholarship in reserve, $2,000. So as we noticed over the last few years, we don't necessarily raise money because COVID, the rain at the Balloon Festival. So having 2,000 in reserves allows us at least do a scholarship if we don't have any fundraising previously. So basically every year we have about $10,800 that we need to have available for a scholarship program. Well, as you can see, how do we pay for it? Well, our pecan fundraiser, this year, when it's all said and done, we'll have raised about a little over $4,000 for that. And then Brenda Taylor, one of our past presidents, her family every year, which we can't count on it, but Michelle, how many years has her family been donating $2,000 to our scholarship? I'm sorry, so you have food in your mouth.
It's been about 3. I'm looking around to see if anybody can correct me.
And so we can't count on it, but they've been really gracious, and every year they donate $2,000 to our scholarship fund. Well, if you do the math, we're still short $4,575. Well, that's what we utilize our global grant to make up the, or not our global grant, our district grant to make up the difference. Now, going forward, I believe the district grants are going to be limited to 2,500. Isn't that the case? So we used to get 3,500 max. Now we're going to get 2,500. And in order for us to qualify for the district grants, our per capita giving has to be at a certain level from a club level. So anyway, once again, trying to tie all this big Rotary Foundation, the millions they give down to our club. We used to get 3,500 a year. Now we're going to probably get 2,500 for next year. Thank you, Glenn. Oh, let's go into club business now. Good timing. I was rushing through that because we got a lot of club business here. Got my glasses. One, Glenn, our king of our in-person setup, we would like to get a donated laptop from a member. I gave one that I don't know if any works anymore, but if you have a laptop that works, that you don't need anymore, Glenn, if it's a Mac, will it do?
It works for me. Some people don't do Mac.
Steve Watt,
this is a Mac. But
someone just told us how he upgraded his
Yeah,
Mac.
yeah. Would you like, do you want ones with coffee in them?
As long as it's free and we don't have to give it back.
Yeah, sure.
So I gave Glenn one of mine. If anybody has old laptops, we'll figure it out. But we'd like to have a consistent laptop for our in-person meetings because we, as you know, Glenn has a team. And if we whenever we flow through with a different laptop, everything gets all confusing. So please contact Glenn. You see his number, you see him there. Everybody on Zoom as well. If you have a laptop that you want to give to the club, let Glenn know. We have our next board meeting on the 21st. It's on Zoom. Everybody's included, as I always say. On the 26th, which is the same day as a service project in the morning, we have our club assembly. Joy, do you know how many people you have? 7. So we only have 7. We need more. I think our club is up to 68 members. We should have more than 10% showing up for training. So I encourage, it's $15. We reimburse you. We would like to get more, considering we have 24 standing committees, not counting the board. That's like 30 something people right there. So we should be having 30 people at district assembly. So sign up, you guys. You get a lot of emails from the district. We will reimburse you. Also, I think Glenn just put it in yesterday's newsletter, right? Rotary Leadership Institute. It is a Rotary training that basically gives you, I'm not going to say advanced, basic and advanced information on everything in Rotary. And it used to be you could only do it in person. And our district hasn't had in-person ROI in a long time, maybe a decade. So now it's being offered statewide virtually. And I actually graduated, and I'm a facilitator for ROI. I did it all virtually. And so what it is there's 3 sections of 4 classes. And so ROI 1 starts March 29th. It's also on the 31st, on April 4th, April 7th, on Zoom between 5:30 to 7:30. And it's basically telling you everything that you wish you knew or you didn't know about Rotary. And it's a lot of fun because you have people from all over the state. So you make a lot of friends. We're gonna have people from Arlington, from Richardson, it's a lot of, it's really good. So this is actually being done for another district. Because I'm a facilitator, I was able to offer this to our club. Last time I talked, there's only 3 spots left. So sign up, it's only $50. We're gonna reimburse you for this first section. It's on Zoom in the evening. It's, once again, the more we know about Rotary, the more we're gonna enjoy it, the more that we can do. Now, something new, it just hit my desk last night. Molly is gonna have a happy hour at her house on April 8th. And I believe an Evite was sent to everybody in the club, and you know more than I know. So we have our happy hour. So that's awesome. Everybody thank Molly for opening up her house. I do know the desire was to do these happy hours monthly. And I was told Laura Johnson is in charge of this. She wanted to do it at people's houses. So that way you could BYOB and not have to spend a lot of money at a restaurant. But we need more people to volunteer their houses. So Isabel, can you tell Laura? There's her number here under, text her, tell her you're willing. Because if we don't get houses, she's gonna have to do it at a restaurant, then we gotta spend money. And so BYOB or BYO water or soft drink is a lot better than spending money. And then last, well, it's not last, but next is our international convention. We need a lot of people to go. Because of what's going on in the world, there's a lot of visa issues. And so attendance is low at the international convention. So Rotary is really looking for us Texans to show up en masse because it's the easiest for us to get there. It's a drive. You don't have to worry about, I know for the breakout session I'm involved in, one of the panelists that we wanted, when they scheduled their visa interview, it was a year from now for them just to go through their interview. And so, and it's, there's a lot of things going on in the world, and it's actually gotten worse in the last 3 weeks. So we need to show up in force. You guys get lots of emails on it, so you know how to sign up. I do know this, Michelle and Glenn might know this better, but I believe the district has signed up, has organized transportation. And so supposedly you could sign up, be on a big bus. It's supposed to be inexpensive. For those that don't know, Roxana from the car is now in person. It's my fault she's late. We were talking on the phone before. So that's all the leadership training club service. In terms of service project, we had one service project last week. It was a picking up litter on Avenue K. Glenn, how was it?
Great. Had 11 people. Picked up 8 or 9 bags of trash. It wasn't cold. Kind of cool, but not bad.
Somebody was wondering, I wonder if he's going to change this date. And I'm like, I hope not, because we're running out of dates.
There were no other options.
And it warmed up, so great. As everybody knows, we do that every other month. So if you look on our calendar, you should be able to find it for May. Coming up, now we're hitting our major service project sprint. We have Bed Start on the 19th. Jen, how are we doing on that? Do you have people haven't been signing up?
Not this one on Saturday. I really need help.
And so probably because of the conflict with adoption awareness. So if somebody's got 2 hours in the morning to help deliver furniture to needy families, for the most part, these are refugees. I understand, hasn't it been Afghanistan refugees? Venezuelan refugees. So if you know somebody that's got 2 hours Saturday morning, sign up for our Deliver Furniture project. That's partnering with Bed Start. Then we have our adoption awareness. That's all day. Michelle talked about that earlier. We're still short some people. I think Tara, she's online, although we can't see her locally. She's in charge of our security team. And I think Michelle said she definitely needs some more people. And you know what's really fun about, there's a lot of things fun about adoption awareness. Besides for playing games with the kids and their family, we have Rotarians from all over the district that are involved. So it's another opportunity for you to meet lots of, in fact, it's probably majority of Rotarians as volunteers, right?
Probably about half and half.
About half and half. So it's a great opportunity for meet Rotarians from all around the district. And I know even what the Duseks, they're out of Greenville, aren't they?
Royce City.
Royce City, far enough. They make a drive, you know, so you have to appreciate that. And then on the 22nd and the 24th and the 28th, we have our food pantries that we partner with PISD, I couldn't think of their name, and Catherine and James, who's online, they're the leaders of that. So if you're available on March 22nd and you can go to Armstrong Middle School, sign up for that one. If you're available on, there we go, I had a pop-up and I couldn't read. On March 24th at Bowman Middle School, and then March 28th at Rowlison, or really it's Williams High School. Those are the food pantries. And Catherine, correct me if I'm wrong, we're kind of shy on those volunteers, aren't we?
We are. I think, people have been, well, especially when the weather was bad. It was really hard. Actually, one of our newest members, Brian Joseph, who's from the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken, was out there at Bowman, and that was that one day that was super cold. It was like 35 or something like that, and that poor man had on like 3 jackets.
So now that it's warming up, we don't have excuses. We have a lot of families in Plano that are in need. If we don't show up, that means we're forcing teachers and administrators to not educate our kids and get out there and do it. So we really need to take advantage of the weather. Now, I'm running late, so I have to be faster. Funnel cakes, Texas Forever on March 26th. We still need people to sign up for that. We're going to be selling funnel cakes. It's not a service project, it's a fundraiser. And so definitely sign up for that. On March 26th as well, we have the All Plano 4-Way Test Speech Contest. That's Julia Lynn is running that. For those that don't know, Julia Lynn is a student at UT Austin. So she is coordinating this whole thing remotely, and then club members locally, as well as the high schools are working with her. This particular contest is taking place at Plano High School, Plano Senior High School, and we're partnering with Plano Sunrise, Plano Metro, Plano East, and us. So the 4 Plano clubs, 4 of the 6 Plano clubs, we're having, there's a number, Julia told me they've got they're doing well on students, and then the students, they do a big speech, they get ranked by Toastmasters. Each club is going to choose 3 participants to compete in front of us, and we're going to be choosing those participants based on the clubs that we sponsor for Interact. And our schools are Plano Senior High, Vines High School, and Clark High School. So like we did last year, but they will be in person. Everything's in person. So she doesn't need help for that. She's using Interactors as well as Toastmasters to run the whole thing. But in April, we will have our local contest. So we'll have the students here. And that is that. So that's everything that's going on. Hey, we need to get your friends out there. Remember, our club isn't about 80% of our volunteers are not club members. We don't have enough members to serve all our projects. So get your friends to sign up, get your neighbors to sign up. That's what we're known for, so we can, serve our community well. Well, now I am going to have actually, I'm so sorry, we didn't announce her. We have another visiting Rotarian online, Shaheen Salam. She's out of the Plano Metro Club, and she actually told me about our speaker years ago. And so I kind of made her change her schedule to introduce them. I'm like, hey, you're the one that put them on the map for me. So I'm going to turn it over to Shaheen, and you're going to introduce our speaker. Thank you, Shaheen.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm on Zoom though. So, hi everyone. Your club, Plano West Rotary Club, is one of my favorite clubs after my own club. I have always made my meetings at your club, and I have many friends in your club. I see Fred sitting there, and Lisa is another. Hi, Fred. Lisa is another one. Alex is another one. Anyways, you guys are doing great. Thank you, Alex, for asking me or giving me this pleasure of introducing my friend Mona. She's my protege also. And when I was president of Texas Muslim Women's Foundation, Mona had just joined, or maybe she joined a year before that, I'm not sure. But I've known her since then, 2007, 2018. And I've seen her evolve into what she is now. She is really bloomed and developed into a wonderful volunteer, one wonderful community leader, so on and so forth. So I'm not going to spend more time over that. But one thing I would like to say is she also has a Rotarian background. Her mother-in-law and her husband were both Rotarians in Pakistan. So now she has done so much now in these past few years that I could not keep up with all that. So I'm going to just read through her bio, which Alex emailed to me, and that was such a big help for me because there are so many things that I do not know that Mona has done. So I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Mona Kaheel, who is the Executive Director of Texas Muslim Women's Foundation. Mona will talk about TMWF while I'm going to just introduce Mona. Mona Kaheel has dedicated her life and career to being a change maker. She currently serves as Executive Director at Texas Muslim Women's Foundation Incorporated, TMWF for short, a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering women and their families through multifaceted programs. She is instrumental in creating domestic violence shelters that are trauma-informed and culturally specific. Her extensive work with the grassroots community has led her to serve on multiple advisory boards, including Asian Advisory Committee to the Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, Public Policy Commission of Texas Council on Family Council, Texas Council on Family Council, maybe. Okay, sorry. Misread that. Texas Commission, Public Policy Commission of Texas Council on Family Council. The policy team researches, works, and eventually crafts the legislative agenda pertaining to intimate partner violence to ensure that survivor voices are included. Mona also serves on Senior Advisory Board for Senior Citizens to the Mayor City of Plano. In this capacity, she advises the City Council on the issues that are important to seniors living in Plano. She led a youth initiative in high schools across Dallas to educate, prevent teen violence. Mona created the environmental education program for children in Plano ISD schools. At Texas Interfaith, she led development of community programs serving at-risk children, seniors, and unemployed adults. A frequent presenter on diversity and inclusion, she has been training Dallas Fire Department new employees for past 5 years on DEI. She was awarded Education Mentor by the City of Plano for her work. She is alumni of American Muslim Civic Leadership Institute at USC. Alumni Leadership Plano. Wow, all I can say is wow, it's totally inspiring and awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, Rotarians, I present to you Mona Kaheel.
Thank you, Shaheen, and thank you to each one of you. And I really appreciate being here. This invitation means a lot to me, mainly because, as Shaheen said, my husband has been a Rotarian. My mother-in-law was also a Rotarian, and I would join in a heartbeat if I had a split second in my weekly routine, I would love to join you also. Maybe, sometimes later when I get some time. But thank you, Shaheen. I've been in Plano for past, I would say now almost 20 years, and my children have grown through Plano system. So I used to be a Plano mom with all PTA activities and in PTAs doing all the runs from elementary to middle to high school. So Plano is very dear to me. Those are some of my reasons for being in leadership Plano, and my passion for serving the city, even in seniors or any other task force or anything that the city needs me, because we came here as a young family, and city of Plano and people of Plano embraced us. They made us feel at home because we were here, kind of a transplant from our own country. And what Plano has taught me, and everyone, mentors like Shaheen has been here to give me those roots, and this is what I want to give back through my work, through volunteer opportunities. So currently I do serve as an executive director for this a very special organization, Texas Muslim Women's Foundation. And I compare TMWF to two bigger organizations. One of them is Catholic Charities, and the other is Jewish Family Services. The name represents the founding members. It represents the ethics by which the organization is run, but by no means it is restricted to Muslims only. Just like Catholic Charities, it is there to serve everyone. Just like Jewish Family Services, it is there to serve everyone. So does Texas Muslim Women's Foundation. The other thing which is very intriguing is we call ourselves Texas Muslim Women. And in our work, we are way beyond Texas, because the kind of work we do is so specialized that we cannot restrict ourselves to Texas only. We have families who are in need of our services, traveling from California from New York, from other states. So we are way beyond Texas. Even right now, I had somebody who took a bus with her children from Utah and came to our shelter. So, we are way beyond Texas. And like I said, with Muslims, this is the founders sharing that Muslim women are also empowered. They can do and they want to do something for the community. And people like Shaheen, they have given their life of service. So it is way beyond Muslims. And then when we say women, we serve men also. Abuse happens to men and women. 1 in 4 women, however, 1 in 7 men are abused, and these are national numbers. So we do serve men as well. So our organization is pretty diverse. We serve diverse population. And when I share how diverse we are a staff of 43 employees between part-timers and full-timers. And we have 17 plus languages spoken within our staff members. That's how diverse we are. That's how diverse cultures we represent. So anyone with language barrier, we are able to help. Majority of them, we are able to help in their own language, which really helps the survivors overcome the trauma that they've gone through. So languages are very important for us as an agency. So how do we serve? We have 2 shelters and 30 plus transitional housing apartments. And all of this setup, including our office, every building is in Plano. And when I say, it is spread all over Plano. The locations usually are very confidential for the safety of women. However, they are around us. So, And one of the reasons why they are in Plano, because again, City of Plano is extremely supportive of our work. So it's TMWF and Hope's Door. We are the only two shelters in Plano location. We have social workers that help the clients. We have counselors, we have 3 counselors, and we also have an immigration attorney, family attorney to help. All our services, of course, are free of charge. So I tell you, the kind of cases we have seen for past 2 to 3 years during COVID were really very unique. I keep sharing with a lot of people that I have been with the agency for past 11 plus years. And being in a COO position, I've seen, cases coming in, going down, out. And I thought I've learned the ropes of this agency and the work itself. And believe me, when COVID hit, it was so, like, I had to unlearn quite a bit of things. We had women not calling us. Our calls dropped during that COVID time. However, I kept on looking at different apps, people who do not have phone lines when abusers are at home with survivors. There's no way for a survivor to call out. So they were reaching out through different apps. So we had to create another hotline, parallel hotline for clients who do not have phone and they want to reach out and they want to leave the abusive situation. During last 2 years, the CPS cases have risen sharply because the kids are working remotely. They're not going to school. The men, the abusers are at home. Not everyone has enough space where they can hide. So it's been very tough for children. And it has been super, super tough for the child protective services. So CPS cases have risen very sharply. And that's one thing we saw, which is again unique to COVID as well. So we have seen such incidences that really has asked each one of our staff member to be very creative. Another creative solution that we had to come up with was us as a staff learning the ropes of working virtually. We had no idea how Zoom works. Never, ever. Maybe one meeting in 6 months would be a Zoom, and we would all be struggling, what is Zoom? So immediately our staff started to learn the online help and support. And at the same time, the clients who were coming through our doors, they usually have either a phone or not even a phone, and them learning online skills. It happened within 30 days that we were teaching online, we were learning at the same time to offer services. So right now, especially our counseling services, because you need at least hour and a half for counseling services. The clients would come to our office. Now they would go in a parking lot, in a car, and get counseling. So very unique solutions to the kind of work in domestic violence arena that we had to come up with, creatively. So having said that, most of our clients, the client declined, stopped, and we have increased our numbers. They have gone through the roof. In addition to that, the other element that we saw was also adding mental health to our mix. So education on mental health, education of younger generation. So we created a new program with youth and mental health so that we create awareness on minority population, on what kind of issues the younger generation is facing with so much mental health issues, the anxiety, the long-term depression, all of it. If you go and check on our website, we have very awareness campaigns, awareness conversations, podcasts, that we want the youth to be involved and take ownership of this conversation. So these are some of the highlights of what we do, and that keeps me busy. And you have any questions, anything, I would be happy to answer. I don't know how I would be able to, I can share my email and our website if you would like to check on that. That would be great. And that is it from me. Thank you. I have
Anybody have any
my
questions?
number and my email is in the chat.
I did not know that they were similar to Hope Store. That was amazing. So that's two organizations that we want to support in helping women and families in need. So do we have anybody online, any of our Zoom participants that have questions? I know there's chats going on. You guys need to say it because I'm not going to try to flip the chat. None, and none local. Ah, we do have a question.
I'd like to know more about youth programs that you might have other than the one that you mentioned, just because I feel like I've heard about some of your youth programs a couple of years ago.
Absolutely. So we started our youth program as a youth leadership program where the children would come out, do service project. Service project has always been very important to us. And again, right before COVID, when we sat down with our youth, and youth are high school children, they said, we are fine with service project, but nobody, our parents especially, do not want to talk about when we tell them we're having difficult time at school. I have difficult time, addressing some of my homework. We need TMWF, your platform, to talk about it. And it took me a bit of time to see whether we want to go that route, where I know all the parents may be extremely unhappy that what is TMWF doing. But then I realized that this is our future. We have to have this conversation, whether I as a parent or the community parents don't like this, but we have to address, this is our future that we have to. So a lot of mental health events, they do a lot of mental health Zoom events. At times, a lot of counselors are there to facilitate some of the workshops. So I'd be happy to, share more information, the calendar with you. You have my email address, so I'd be happy to connect with you.
Thank you. Our superpower is service. That's what our Shaheen's Club, they got money. Our club, we have hand power, sweat equity power, hand power. So what opportunities does Plano West Rotary have to volunteer with TMWF?
Both my children went to Plano West, so I have a very special soft corner for Plano West.
Actually, Plano West Rotary Club, our Rotary.
Plano West. I thought Plano West School.
We have to volunteer with your organization.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We have our shelter right. Even right now, it's going through some renovation. We always need volunteers to help us. We started a senior permanent supportive housing. As of now, and next month, we are working on furnishing. So, I need volunteers to just open up boxes, help create, a better environment for senior elderly ladies to move in. So there are plenty of opportunities throughout the year that as a group, I would love for you to be involved. The yard work, anyone with yard work, I will take it.
Fantastic. I'd like for us to find a club member that wants to lead up a project, and we can have an opportunity of partnering with you to support the families of Plano and surrounding, because what you do is so important. I do want to tell you, you told us your family immigrated from Pakistan, right?
Yes.
We have, I think, at least 3 members from Pakistan. And then one of the greatest things about our club is our diversity. And so I'm just going to brag. We are 58% women, by the way. That's like almost double the Rotary average globally. We are 54% people of color. So we have a diversity of diversity of religions. We have Muslims, Hindi, Christian, agnostic. We're really proud of that. And we're also a diversity of age. Our median age is 45. So half our club is under 45 years old, which is pretty amazing. And that includes college students. And so that's our other superpower is we serve and we're a diverse group. And so I look forward to us partnering with you so that we can help our community together.
Absolutely. Nothing would make me happy. And anytime, if you need us to serve the community in any way, call on us.
Well, as you saw, we did a lot of service projects. So if your members, your families want to serve, well, we are there, and our service projects are available to everybody. In fact, we need more than, like I said, we only have 68 members, and the number of, I think, just this weekend alone, aren't we going to have probably about 70 volunteers between the projects? So we definitely will need your help. Well, what we do in appreciation for your time and program, Muna, Plano West Rotary Club will donate $10 in your name to Rotary's Polio Plus Fund. Together with the 2-to-1 matching grants from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, your $10 will turn into $30, which will provide a polio vaccine for about 50 children. And then also, a lot of people don't know, Rotary's using its polio infrastructure to aid the vaccination of COVID-19 because the majority of countries don't have the vaccination levels that we have in America. And also, personally, you're probably aware of this, polio only exists in 2 countries, that's Pakistan and Afghanistan. So your home country is our next conquest to eliminate polio, so it's polio free. And I understand we've been we're very close. That close. So with that, I do want to I want everybody to give her another show of hands for being our speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the best gift I could ever receive. So thank you so much for this. Appreciation.
Thank you very much. And we look forward to partnering together. Once again, that's our service. Our public superpower is service. So I want to let everybody know next week, we're going to have Bo Carter. He's an acclaimed, what is it? Is it a Hall of Fame? He's an acclaimed journalist, and he wrote a book about Dizzy Dean of baseball. He's very interesting, entertaining. So that's where our speaker will be next week. And, she's running up here. And we're going to be doing a 4-way test. Come on. Our incoming membership chair, and maybe our next happy hour location, Isabel.
Okay, so the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendship? 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Rotary!
Woo-hoo! Thank you, everybody, and have a great week.